Hello and welcome, everyone. I'm Anne de Veer, and my co-host
is Nienke van Bezooyen from the Netherlands today.
Okay, so we have Los Angeles and the Netherlands getting together today to share some awesome information with you, and we're going to have so much fun, and we're going to learn so much, and this is fast, fun, exciting, and so hold on to your pants because we're going to go flying through and having lots of fun. So let's open up with this. You've been hearing all about the TEDx talks, right? And you've been hearing all about Facebook. Well, we are combining TEDx Talks with Facebook. So how would you like to get out there and show up speaking in the style of the TEDx speakers? They're captivating. They're exciting. What do we love about them? Well, I'm going to be asking all these questions of Ninka. She trains TEDx speakers. She has all the secrets that we're going to pull out of her and share it with you. And then we're going to reverse the roles. I'm going to be sharing information on how to produce videos and launch it on Facebook Live. So now when you're doing TEDx style talks, your Facebook Live fans are going to be spreading the word all over the globe. Okay, that's what it's about. We're going global. We're going total with global visibility. Well, how do you do that? Where do you get started? That's what we're doing right now. Okay, so welcome everybody. Welcome. Happy to have you with us. So what is this about? Well, let's start with introducing you to Ninka and her brilliance in her TEDx talk. So Ninka, I'm just so thrilled we're doing this together. Thank you for partnering up with me on this.
Oh, I'm so excited to be on your show, Anne, and I'm really happy to make finally the combination about the TEDx style speaking and the Facebook Live, because for an audience for a TEDx style speaking on a TED Talk, at the most you'll have 1,000 in the room, and if you're very lucky it will be worldwide. But if you do it on Facebook Live, the same style, well, you can reach so much more, and we are all about global impact, and that's what we share. So I'm very excited to be on the show today.
Yeah, no, it is a total global impact, and I'm excited as well. So let's talk about you a little bit. So let's talk about your background. I'm actually going to go share some of the information with our people as you're talking about some of the experiences that you had and your background with TEDx Talks and what made you excited about it. So do tell us, how did you get involved with TEDx Talks?
Well, I did all kind of trainings about public speaking from the best of the best worldwide. I traveled about 100,000 miles to get my knowledge, as I say in my book, The Speaking Success Solution. And I developed my own method in public speaking called ease. Speak with the right energy, authenticity, have the right skills and the right engagement. So that's all the word ease. And I got involved with TEDx because that's all about ideas worth spreading. And my business partner always said you can tattoo the ripple effect on your forehead, Nienke, because you're so much about spreading ideas, spreading the good things into the world with a vehicle, public speaking. And I must admit, I'm not such a techie person. I can do some stuff. So that's why I'm really excited to be on your show, because you know all about the technology and to make it easy. And what we share is make things simple. In TED Talks, we really make things simple and reach many. So I did all different kind of things after my book. I've been on the Women's Achievers Congress in London. I've been on the Dutch National TV, did several things, hosted with Kim Kiyosaki, all other kind of celebrities, because we share the same mission, reaching to many with impact. To change the world for the better good. That's what I love, and that's why I'm so excited to be here too, because that's what we're going to do today as well.
I'm excited, especially looking at all the different stages you've been speaking on, and of course I know I got a chance to interview you at the California Women's Conference. That's where we met, as a matter of fact. And so you're absolutely dynamic, and I can't wait for you to share some of your the tips and tricks, if you will, the secrets to showing up on stage, or in this case, we're talking about taking people onto Facebook Live doing TEDx style talks. So I'm really psyched about this. And by the way, your audio keeps going out a little bit, so I don't know if you're moving your mic, but
I will see.
Yeah.
I will see. Keep me
Okay.
warning. Perhaps if I'm very excited, I change a bit. So just let's see if it all goes well.
I'm sure it will. And this is the beauty of live TV, everybody. So, and by the way, we're not looking for perfection here. It's about sharing ideas and thoughts and, our expertise with you. So tip here, when you get started, you want to get on Facebook Live, share your ideas. Don't look to be perfect, because it's not about perfection. It's about progress and sharing your ideas and getting yourself out there in a big way. So people are benefiting from your brilliance and your knowledge and your expertise and all those good things. So, well, a little bit about me. Why don't I do that? Well, I'm actually a speaker, trainer. My background is in business growth and marketing. And besides working with fabulous people like Ninka, I've actually been working with some of the most amazing speakers, authors, coaches, consultants. So there are all kinds of experts that I've been working with over the years to get them on network television or to train them on how to conduct interviews. So whether you're a speaker trainer like Ninka or you're a coach or a consultant, you have expertise that needs to go out there, and that's my passion. So about 10 years ago, I took my business growth and marketing background, and I asked my husband, Michael, to join me on taking some of my clients into the studio. Well, why did I do that? Well, I can tell you this. I had some clients who were absolutely fabulous, of what they did. They actually had better products and services than some of the better known people on TV, but they were not on TV. And 10 years ago, we didn't have web TV. So it was quite difficult. That's why I said, Michael, let's team up. Because my clients needed a reel to get on TV. That's what you had to do in those days. It's so funny. It's like a catch-22. What? To get on TV, you needed to have a video of you being on TV. But to have a video of you being on TV, you need to be on TV. So go figure, right? And so we solved that problem. That's what I am. I'm a problem solver. So what we would do, we would literally rent the TV station, Channel 6 in San Diego, on a Sunday afternoon and take my clients there and interview them right on the news desk. And that fit in with the expertise of, Michael, my husband, Michael DeVere. And because he's been directing the 6 o'clock news. He's worked with some of the top infomercials with the producers in New York and in Los Angeles. And he's an Emmy Award-winning video editor. So I'm like, we have something here. But not only that, one of our partners that we work with, she's, it just went too far. Maura Soden, she's a Hollywood producer, casting agent, director, and she's a working actor. And so she's involved with all the TV networks that are on right now and movies. She's actually co-produced movies. So the beauty of this is that we have merged the knowledge from traditional TV and traditional production to web production and some of the tools that we're going to be using. And here, hint, hint, I'm going to be showing you how to do what I'm doing, the tools that I'm using. And I'm going to blow you away even more. I'm actually using $300 worth of equipment right now. So I hope you're excited. We're going to be sharing a lot of cool stuff with you. So let's get to it. All right. So Ninka, you are on. So just tell us more about, what makes TEDx style talks so special.
Well, I coached over 100 TED speakers. What's the thing in common is it's really a condensed version of a longer talk. In the early days, it were 90 minutes and you could do a pitch. On TEDx, you get a maximum of 18 minutes and you have to do it all. If you go over time, you will be taken off stage. So that's something you really don't want to happen. And I've seen it happen with speakers. You can be Businesswoman of the Year, but if you go over time, you will be taken off stage. So to have it really condensed down to the essence, it's really important. And a lot of people search because we consume information much faster than a couple of years ago. It's easier. So we don't go for the 1.5 hour. we go for the 15 minutes if we can. So that's why TEDx style is so important. Have it all, really condensed, no fluffy, no extras, just doing it. And that's lovely. And that's what we share because, getting to the core essence, that's what we really love to do.
Absolutely. So that was just a little bit of a taste of, some of the information Nika's going to be sharing with us today. She's also going to be sharing with you the structure of a TEDx talk, what makes it special, and how to look and sound your best on stage. Well, the same tools, the same know-how, the same, all the exercises that Nika's going to be sharing you also applies on showing up on camera. She's going to share with you things about your body language. You may or may not know what you're doing. It's like our body language says a lot. So are we tracking?
I can even say, and I can say, the body speaks so loud, I can hardly hear a word you say. That's what I always mention to my speakers. And it is on camera the same thing, because the body speaks before you do. So if you wiggle, if you're just moving a lot, it's telling a lot. And that's not what you want. And if you know how to engage the right way, it will be there. Definitely.
Well said. So your body's speaking so loud, I can't hear your words. Now, we have some more tips on that coming up. So, folks, exciting stuff coming up. So what am I going to be sharing with you? Well, here's what I'm going to be sharing with you. What do you say in the first 3 seconds to grab people's attention and having them want more of you? You watch those news shows, talk shows, where they say, have you been thinking? Have you been doing? Are you doing? You know what I'm talking about. They grab our attention. I'm going to tell you how to craft your hook. So how do you grab people's attention? And you identifying your authentic on-camera style. We all have a natural style. So when we show up, we're our authentic selves. And we know that's the best way to connect with people. And also how to set up your portable studio. I will be sharing with you what tools I'm using. So how to get started. At the end of this, you're going to be able to literally get started with your home studio with $300 worth of equipment. It includes lights, camera, backdrop, the software I'm using. Excited? I hope you are, because I am. So now let's get to it. We have some training to do here, right? Okay, so what are we? Let's get Ninga back on. Okay, we are on. We're double dutying over here. So let's see now. Let's go to what is it that we are looking for, okay? So what is it that you do want? Are you looking for bigger clients? Well, if you're a business owner, you are. We're always looking for bigger clients. Maybe you're looking to, speak on bigger stages if you are a speaker. If you are a presenter, if you're doing TED Talks, what's a bigger stage than Facebook Live? Think about it. So we get to speak on bigger stages. And also, maybe you're looking to have a best-selling book. Are you an author or you want to be an author, that maybe you're in the middle of writing a book, you definitely want to get it to bestseller. Well, how about sold out events? If you're a trainer, if you're a coach, consultant, like we do live events all the time. I love doing live events. And there's nothing more fulfilling than have a room full of people excited to who you can help transform their lives. And there's nothing more depressing than walking in a room and having only a few people show up for your fabulous presentation that could transform their lives, but nobody to really teach it to. So do you want to have sold out events? How about bigger product launches? Are you launching a new program? Do you have a new program that your company has developed? Are you doing a new training, whether it's online, offline? So you need to launch that. Well, how do you do that? What's the mechanism so you get more and more people wanting to go with you? Or maybe you just want to make a bigger difference. Maybe you're a nonprofit company, or maybe you're a company like us where we actually, help people. There's a do-good component where not only we're making money for the company, we're also are able to help some nonprofits. So maybe you want to do that. The combination of bottom line is that no matter what, any one of these things, whether it's 1, 2, or 6 of them, Facebook Live will help you do that. Why would it help you do that? Well, let's take a closer look at this, shall we? Okay, so let's see. Why Facebook Live? Why would you even want to bother with going to Facebook Live with so many choices out there, okay? Well, bottom line is there's almost 2 billion active Facebook users right now. 1.94 billion. Okay, so by the time you even get to watch this video, there will probably be 2 billion of them, as fast as it's growing. So 64 billion video views every day. Think about this. That's a lot of video views. There are a lot of people online watching videos. So how are you going to be leveraging all this? They should be watching your videos, right? So here's the other part. Facebook Live videos are watched 3 times longer than videos that aren't live. So people are posting all kinds of videos, but when they see it's live, the announcement goes out there, 3 times longer people watch it because it's exciting to watch somebody live and people are interacting. And finally, users comment on Facebook Live videos 10 times the rate of regular videos. So if they think about this, if you're in a conversation with people, you're having a conversation and they're interacting with you, aren't they going to be sharing? You know, in a live situation, you ask a question, they're going to respond. Whereas when they're watching a recorded video, maybe not so much because they know it's a recording. Hey, what they think is what they think. They don't necessarily have to be putting it in a comment. And that makes a big difference. Absolutely does. Okay, so what do you think about this, Ninka? Facebook Live with all these viewers and possibilities.
I think it's awesome. And I must admit, I wasn't a great fan of Facebook Live. People just showing all their meals or their cats or whatever, but sharing the value. That's what I'm really excited about. And just imagine just all the things you can do, even larger than a TEDx stage. You know, if I come from the speaking and the TEDx world, it's so exciting that you can do so much more. So use the same style and Facebook. I think it's a magic combination.
It absolutely is. And by the way, everybody, so there was a little bit of, did you notice that I was moving from my living room into the studio as we were talking, as I was sharing with you? So did you catch that? I hope you did, because that's one of the things you're going to be learning. So let's do that. Why don't we just go ahead and go into the studio on a full on, okay? So a little trick questions here, right? What am I doing? How am I doing this?
Yeah, I'm so curious because, it looks so simple, Anne. And what it does to me is, hey, what is she doing? If she can do it, I can do it. So maybe you at home think, hey, what's she doing? I can do it. I want to do that too. And, the Dutch have sort of, saying that everything needs to be cheap. But $300, it's nothing. If you see what a full studio would cost. I've been on the commercial TV and that cost a fortune, just minutes. $300, it's not a lot. I'm curious. Definitely, I will be learning more.
Yeah, and I'm happy to share it. But it was very interesting. And I'd like to see how many of you comment. Did you catch what was happening in the beginning? And stay tuned. Stay tuned. Pay attention to everything, because you're going to be seeing little things here and there that look out of place. And we want you to comment. Okay, so catch what we're saying. Ask questions. Interact. Those who interact and, give great thoughts. Share with us your thoughts. We're going to be responding to this, and we're actually going to be awarding special awards and things like that, surprise gifts that are going to be coming your way throughout this presentation, and and beyond. So this video is going to be there for a long time, and we're going to be having all kinds of surprise gifts given away. So that was a perfect example. So it was like, what's out of place in this? Oh, she's moving from a living room to, wait a minute, what happened? Okay. All right. So let's get to it. All these amazing things we're talking about. Okay. You can get on Facebook Live in front of 2 billion people. YouTube has billions of people. I mean, honestly, there are like 7 billion people on the planet, and 3.5 billion are online. Well, it doesn't mean we need to get in touch with 3.5 billion people. And what would we do with them all anyways? But here's the thing. The reality is, because of the tools and the resources we have, we can get in front of the right people who we want to get in front of and share a kind of message that we want to share. And this is where, with TED Talks, what makes TED Talks really, really special are the stories. How to tell a story. And so this is what Ninka is teaching us. Now, if you're going to be able to put together a fabulous story, and you're going to be grabbing people's attention, and you're going to have them pay attention to what you're doing, you're going to get out there, well, in front of millions of people, we want to make sure you do it right, okay? So here we go. There we have some good news for you, and we have some bad news for you, okay? So the good news is, if you are on Facebook Live, you have global visibility. And the bad news is, if you are on Facebook Live, you have global visibility. So what are we talking about? Well, here's the thing to keep in mind, that when we are on, we have access to millions of people. If we're prepared, we look professional, and you're following all the things that we're teaching you, you're going to look fabulous, you're going to feel fabulous, you're going to know how to deliver your content in a way that we're suggesting that you do, which we're going to be sharing with you in just a minute. It's going to add to your global visibility. People are going to want to share your message. Well, the bad news is that the same number of people are going to be watching you. And if you look unprofessional, if you look nervous, if you don't look comfortable, that your body language isn't saying all the things you want it to say, it's going to damage your credibility. So we want you to pay close attention as we start training, step by step what to do. Please take lots of notes and share, take what we're sharing with you to heart and start implementing. So please be engaged and go with us step by step. Ninka, I know you have some thoughts on this about showing up on camera.
Yeah, sure. Did you know, Anne, that a real good TED speaker practice for 80 hours for just one talk of 15 minutes? 80, 80. No?
80 hours.
80 hours. Practice. Be prepared. And it looks so natural, without notes. Well, I know you don't do auto cue as well. Speaking from the heart, being authentic, that's far more important. But just the practice and being really prepared, go beyond script, but really know what you're saying. And it doesn't matter if you get interrupted, if you have a technical failure or whatever, because you know your stuff all the time, no matter what. And that's the beauty. If you prepare well, you get it all. So we will share some secrets for you.
Yeah. Well, see, what I love about that is that getting on Facebook Live, like, we can keep practicing our message, our stories, whatever we want to share over and over again. So the 80 hours, we may or may not need 80 hours, but you can just get on Facebook Live and actually practice your message, getting better each and every time. So let's take a look at what are some of the things that you can do on Facebook Live. Let's take a closer look at it. Okay, well, first, you can actually do TEDx style presentations, So that's at the top of the list. Practice your presentation. You can conduct expert interviews, just like Ninka and I are interacting here. We're sharing our information. I can interview her. She can interview me. You can do the same thing. So you can conduct coaching sessions. You can do webinars. You can do seminars. Think about it. Are you doing one-on-one coaching sessions? Are you doing group coaching sessions? You can do all of that on Facebook Live, and it would be like doing a hot seat during a live event, doing group coaching when you're working with one-on-one. So it literally gives you a lot of opportunity. So another good way to practice on how to speak in sound bites is do quick tips of the day, like 30 seconds. Those, by the way, here's another tip. On GVN TV, we're looking for 30 second tips as opposed to doing 30-second commercials. Nobody wants to watch a commercial, but everybody wants a tip. So that's what we're looking more and more, and we're not the only ones. And you've been watching different TV, it's all about delivering content now. Okay, and you can actually do evaluations, recommendations, like the latest books you read, the latest products, the programs that you attended, events that you attended. So
Hey, and I know something more. How about just making evaluations about TED Talks?
I love that. Yes, there you go. Go watch a TED Talk and then talk about the TED Talk.
Exactly, but do it in TEDx style.
See, there you go. Can you imagine doing evaluations TEDx style? And again, so here's the thing about TEDx that I love. Okay, it's like their tagline says it all. Ideas worth spreading. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm thinking about this. Like, okay, do you have ideas that are worth spreading? Probably. We all have our brilliance that we should be sharing with others. And so are people sharing your ideas? Maybe, but probably not the way you want them to. So what could be missing? So Ninka, what would be missing in our ideas as we're sharing to make people want to share it more?
Clarity. What's your real idea? What's your real idea? I get a lot of requests. Oh, I like to do a TED Talk because I have a great product and I want to be on the market with a TED Talk. I'm so sorry. TEDx, that's different, is not about branding. TEDx is pure about the idea to change lives. And Chris Anderson, the creator of TED, says it beautifully. Just plant the seed of a new idea in all the brains who are watching and listening. So just create new webs of just connecting people all together and create that impact. So that's beautiful. That's really beautiful. But what's your idea? What's your real idea? And what's your brilliance? And it might just be tweaked around to get a total new perspective on it. And still it can be a great idea.
Yeah, you know what I like about it is that, other people may have similar ideas. I mean, there are only so many things we can teach, we can do, but it's the way we teach that makes a difference. Like some people will resonate the way I teach, and some people don't. But here's, the commonality here is how we teach is related directly to our past experiences and the stories that we share. I see it over and over again in my training when, I always share real life experiences and stories to make a point so people can see, because as we're telling stories, we're taking people on a journey, and our brain is automatically visualizing. It's like running a movie and everything that we're saying. So that's what makes it so powerful. If you remember seeing the most powerful speakers on stage, the ones who move you into action and get you inspired, are the ones who are sharing their stories and tugging at your heart and inspiring and all that. Well, that's the beauty of TEDx Talk. On how to find your story and how to implement it is what Ninka does brilliantly. And I mean, recently we were just talking and kind of trying to figure out how to say what we wanted to say about, what each one of us does. And she asked me a couple of questions, and next thing I know, she's sending me an email with a whole story about, how this is related to that and what it is. And oh my goodness, my presentations during my event are going to have this extra little sizzle in them, because now I know how to tell a story better than I used to. But again, that's what makes us unique. So whether you're a coach, you're a life coach, or you're a health coach, or whatever, there are many life coaches, there are many health coaches. So how are people going to choose you? It's the experiences you've gone through. And this is where Ninka shines brilliantly on connecting the dots. And this is the thing. We have the different things, but we don't know how to connect the dots. So
Yeah,
that's a big part of it.
If you look back and you know how to look back, it's easy to connect the dots and collect your stories and have your whole library where you can add all stories in, all your experience, but in a beautiful way shared. So it is a story. that a story that relates to a lot of people, and where a lot of people just around the globe can connect to. Because one of my mentors said it is the reliving room, as if you are reliving the whole experience. And then are people with you. If you talk about the story, it's talking about the story. It's boring. No, it's very boring. But if you are in it again, it's awesome.
Yeah, no, well said. And the finding our story is the key. Now, here's the other part too. Once you know what you're saying and get your story, and you know how you're going to relate it out there, then some amazing things do happen. We want to get you even more excited. Now, did you know that there are thousands and thousands of TV channels that are looking for your content? So what we're talking about, once you figure out how to show up on Facebook Live, leverage and get in touch with people, get them to spread your message so people are responding to you. But guess what? It goes way beyond. There are tens of thousands of TV networks and channels out there. I mean, think about it. Everybody can have their own web TV channel. You know, everybody can have their own YouTube channel. You want 100,000? Great, go do it. But everybody's looking for great content. So when you have great content and you're sharing information that's fun, educational, and, you know, we call it, you know, the edutainment, you know, age. That's where we are. We have to educate and entertain at the same time, because that's what TV shows do. We expect to be entertained and educated at the same time. So to give you an example of how quickly this can work, you know, Nick and I were looking to share some ideas on what's possible if you get on web TV. All the apps and the live streaming, that's it, plugins, all the things that are available online can take you across the globe. And that's just what happened to Medora Verity. And not only she was online, you know, sharing her story, sharing her expertise, she actually was interacting with a fellow coach. Now think about this. So just where this all started is she is a relationship coach. She wanted to know how to interact with her clients in a much more intimate, you know, way, because she's talking with couples, you know, who are maybe having difficulties. So she wanted to make sure that she was using a camera in the most powerful way to connect, because how you look at the camera, how you interact with it, makes a big difference on how people feel as they're watching you. Okay, so she wanted to know how to do that. She attended the training, in-person training that we were doing. As I saw what she was doing, the information she was sharing, I said, you know what, Midori, you need to turn this into a TV show. She was like, oh my goodness, too much trouble. I don't know. I was like, no, it's not that difficult. Here are the things I would suggest you do. It was do this one day, do this another day, and basically all the things we're telling you to do right now. So she's like, okay, I'll think about it. I didn't hear from her for like 7 months. And she calls me back. She's like, Ann, I need your help. I was like, well, how can I help you? What happened? She's like, I'm in negotiations with Paramount and I don't know what to do. I was like, really? What? So what had happened is that one of the producers from Paramount was online and saw her show and said, you know what? She's got something really special. We want to go ahead and turn it into a Paramount show. Now, this may sound really unusual, but it's not. It happens every day. TV producers, casting agents, directors, publishers, and publicists, they're all online looking for people that are already in motion, looking for people who are looking and sounding the way they're looking for. And then, you know, they put their weight behind them. They put their expertise behind them. You know, instead of starting from scratch, they're looking for people who have that thing. So if you look at your online program, not only are you sharing information and, you know, really transforming many people's lives, at the same time, you're putting yourself out there for opportunities to come your way. And in this case, you know, that's what happened with Midori. You know, whether she decides to take the opportunity at Paramount, decides to go it on her own, you know, it's regardless. You know, it doesn't make any difference. What I'm talking about, this happens every single day. So I know, Ninka, that you also have a story that you want to share here.
Shall I share this story? This is such an awesome story. I do TEDx just kickoffs where people are together, where they're going to be on a TED stage. And here is this girl with a very shy, and I let everybody stand up and what's your TED talk about? What's your name and why you're here? So this girl stands up. She said, well, I'm Hanneke. I'm here because I'm afraid of everything. And she just sits down again. I thought, oh my, this is a TED talk. During the break, the creator comes and whispers in my ear, do you know she designs her own shoes? Go to her and see if you can get a story out of her. So I go to her. I said, Hanneke, I have some secret information. You design your own shoes. Is that true? Yeah, but I am not allowed to do any kind of marketing or branding, so I can't talk about my shoes. I said, Hanneke, yes, of course you can. You don't have to name your company, but hey, if you're designing shoes, I have just one question for you, my dear. What if you wear your own shoes? Are you still afraid of everything? No, she said. I said, okay, your TED Talk is born. She became the winner of the open mic. She became the most awesome speaker of the TED event with 1,000 people in the room. She talked about how she overcame to be an introvert with the awesome title, Step into Your Power Shoes. And there was her talk. And she went on and she practiced, and she was there and she did a great thing in the spotlight to overcome her fear. And she surprised us because after a couple of weeks, I received an email, and I was actually in London at the time. And it was just, hey guys, I made a little something. I hope you liked it. And I opened the email and there was a vlog about her whole process. Every practice, every time she has been with me, practicing, and even the event and straight after the event. And the awesome thing is she became the reporter for that TEDx event for the next year. She interviewed all speakers with flair, with courage, with depth, because she knew exactly what it all took to be on that stage and to overcome being an introvert. So Step into Your Power Shoes is a great example how you can transform and leverage what you already are capable of.
Wow, what a great story. It's so inspirational. You know what? We all have our little things that maybe we feel a little bit insecure about. But now I have a visual here. Step into your power shoes. So before getting on stage, let's everybody think of this pair of shoes. What colors? Maybe how these ladies maybe have these beautiful red pumps that speak loudly. Or gentlemen, well, I don't know, maybe black or brown loafers. Maybe I don't know. Whatever your power shoes are, that makes you feel powerful. Let's envision that stepping into. What a great idea! I mean, you were talking about literally. She's a shoe designer, but it's a great visual of little things we can do before going on stage that will calm us down. And actually, these are during the live event, and that during the trainings we have all kinds of exercises to get people into their into their self, if you will, and just become powerful. And I can't wait to actually start using some of your techniques with some of my techniques for
lovely.
Online camera. This is so exciting.
Shall I just share a little hint? I don't call it a tip because it's going beyond being a tip. It's a tool. And besides just filling your whole spine with your message, I will talk about that later. I learned from my awesome voice coach, Deborah Torres Patel, the most wonderful tool to do. And you can do it secretly, even if you sit down, to get into your whole body, get your voice in the perfect tonality and be really grounded. Wiggle your toes. That's all. Wiggle. Don't tell anyone. Wiggle your toes.
I won't tell anyone, no problem. Only the millions of people that are going to be watching this, okay?
Yes, with all credits to Deborah. But wiggle your toes is the magic you can use to really sound really solid and feel your whole body and be ready to be on camera too. And it works on stage as well.
Well, I didn't know that. See, I learned something new. So thank you for that. Okay, well, we have so much more information to share. Let's see what's coming up next. So let me go here and voila. So another thing that you can do is actually use Facebook Live to get yourself out there as a guest expert. So here's it. People are watching every day. Like I see people on camera or they're sharing their content. I want to sign them up to come on board to be a guest expert on my show. I want to interview them. Well, Kyriakousaras wanted to be on national TV. So guess what? Network television, you can see that he's been on every one of them over and over again. What made it so powerful? I'm going to share that with you, the mechanism that you put together to conduct, to be interviewed on specific topics. What's the structure? And it doesn't make a difference whether it's a 3-minute interview or a 30-minute interview or anything else. They all have the same structure. I'm going to be sharing that with you. Bottom line is that it's about you showing up in a way where the people are getting information, so they want to invite you back over and over again. So the next thing we want to share with you is that, it doesn't really make a difference whether you're, going to be conducting expert interviews or whether you have products and services you want to talk about. You can do all of it. I mean, Dr. Phil is a perfect example. He was sitting in his office doing exactly what he's doing now until Oprah put the camera in front of him. So now it's a TV show, okay? And if you have products, Dr. Ross is a perfect example. His entire show is all about telling us about products and supplements and exercises and the different whatever tools that are available to make us healthier. So his entire show is product after product demonstration, and that's it. So it doesn't make a difference whether your service or product. Both work. Okay, so now comes a big question. I want you to think about this really, really quickly. Okay, just jot it down because we want to get started with the teaching. So what's keeping you from using Facebook Live as your #1 marketing and training tool? So what's keeping you from it? Is it that you don't know how to show up on camera? You don't feel comfortable?
Or the technology? No, it's too difficult to use all the technology, I would think.
Yeah. No, maybe you think it's going to cost too much money to set up your home studio and use the technology. Maybe, you don't know what to say. You're nervous and all those things. Or maybe you don't know how to promote your videos. Maybe you've taken the time to actually create videos, but they're just sitting there doing nothing.
Or it's taking too much time to prepare well.
Yes.
Or you don't know the structure.
Yeah, absolutely. So jot those down because we're going to be sharing information with you on all of those. So you're able to go ahead and knock them off. But whatever is on your list, we're going to be giving you some information. So at the end of the time with us, you've already been getting a lot of tips. So hopefully you're jotting things down. But we're going to dive in even deeper. So let's just go ahead and move on now. We're going to start really sharing some great content with you. Now, I will share with you, share with you exactly what I'm doing, the tools that I'm using. At the end of the program, I'm going to show you. I'm going to tell you more about how I use, what to do, what to get for $300 worth of equipment, okay? So stick around. There's a lot more of that coming on. So now I want to talk with you about something that Ninka and I find very, very inspiring and very near and dear to our hearts and who we are and what we do. We both believe that we are given these, I call them God-given gifts, or, things that we're really good at, and they are meant to share with others. So we can not only take care of ourselves, but we can support others. Like Ninka was talking about shoes. If people were not, if there were no shoemakers, we would be running around barefoot, right? So the shoemaker makes the shoes, we have nice shoes to walk in, and he's feeding his family. That's the idea. Your God-given gifts are there to support you and share with others so you can make their lives better. So we both are a firm believer in that. So,
definitely.
Yeah.
And I say something different sometimes because I get a lot of clients with awesome ideas, with awesome stories and gifts to share, and they say, oh no, I'm too shy, I'm not a professional speaker, and they just crumble. I said, hey, are you so selfish that you keep all your knowledge and all your gifts to yourself? Or do you dare to share the gifts you have and inspire many? And as soon as I say, hey, it's selfish to keep to yourself, it opens up their eyes and say, hey, no, I don't want to be selfish. So what is keeping you? And that goes back to the same question we asked just a minute ago. What is there? If you have a gift, share your gift, because sharing makes your life rich in so many ways.
Yeah.
And don't be selfish. Please don't.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So just to give you an example, okay? Now, I have my gift. I would show you how to show up on camera, how to use technology, how to put the marketing together, which I'm going to be sharing with you now. And Ninka's gift is to help people really tap into who they are and, craft a story and share their story in a way that inspires people, and people want to share that idea. So the two of us, once we started talking, we saw it was, oh my goodness, it's a natural gift, and to give you an example, so if I show Ninka how to use technology the way I do it, she can use and she can take her TED Talk training global, which is what we're doing. So we're got together. So now Ninka can take her message onto Facebook in front of millions of people, and vice versa. By Ninka showing me how I can take my stories and make them much more impactful, the videos that I create, the interviews that I conduct, the trainings that I share are going to be much more impactful. So more people are going to want to be using them and sharing them. So you see the impact, right? So now let's take a look at how it actually impacts other people at the same time. So I'll give you an example of, let's see, this is, okay. Well, there we go. I was looking for a story. Okay.
Yeah.
So Diane Wilkins, she actually is a coach in New Zealand. She flew to Los Angeles to learn how to do a training, because at that time I was not traveling to do my trainings overseas, which now I am. And so what she did during the 2-day training, it was like one of what I teach is co-op marketing, and I'll be talking about that later in this, in this training. And she went back and she called some of her top clients and said, I want to interview you once a month. And then she called some people she'd like to have as clients and said, I want to interview you once a month. And then she called some people she wanted to have as affiliates and, as co-op partners, as I, say. And so she chose 10 people that she would be interviewing once a month. So basically, her idea was, okay, I'm going to interview you. I will give you the video of the interview. You can put it on your website. You can share it with your people so your clients know how brilliant you are. And I will put that video on my TV channel. So now I have more TV content. So it's a win-win-win all around. Then what she did was basically, and I'll tell you how all of it worked, but bottom line, a week after she got back home, she was actually, like a week after, she started banking $2,000 a month ongoing commitment for at least 6 months from these people. Well, the second one, she actually increased it to $3,500 with the same people. And then she has a plan in place where she will be actually making $10,000 plus monthly recurring income, ongoing. So what we're teaching is about you sharing what you're doing. So think about this. If Diane went home and she started sharing her content, showcasing her clients on her TV show. So people who are watching her TV show were able to see how brilliant her clients were, how good they were at what they did. So what did she do? She started impacting many more lives, not only helping her clients, but sharing the information that her clients had and with many other people. So it created content for her. It created video for her clients to put on their website and share with other people. And it also shared information with many other people online who needed information from those experts. So she's sharing her expertise, and 10 other 10 other people that she's sharing their expertise on a, on a monthly basis by conducting those interviews. It's a ripple effect. So same thing here. I taught Diane how to do it. Diane is interviewing her people, showcasing them. So then they're sharing their expertise with their clients and ongoing. So this is major. That's what we call the gift shift. And Ninka and I are very, very like-minded in that. And this is a very exciting for us when we see, Facebook Live, the ripple effect, people love it. Oh, yeah. We're definitely very excited about that.
Yeah, and so beautiful you share about the gift shift, because in TEDx stages the same thing are happening. You might end up on the stage and sharing. I have a great example. Perhaps you can put him up.
Absolutely.
This is a guy called Jonathan Carpathios. He's half Dutch, half Greek. And he's a chef. He learned from the top chefs in the world, and he is a brilliant guy. And his life changed the moment he became a dad, because then he realized, hey, now I have another responsibility. So he changed his whole life, and that's what was his TED Talk about. He says you can change your life every time you use your fork and knife. By what you eat, you can change everything. So he became a chef and a farmer. And he was recognized. He wrote a couple of books. He flew all over the world to speak on large stages and was even asked to the White House to give some advice if I'm well informed. And what ended up? He ended up as a jury in a Dutch national TV program about farming and cooking. So that's the gift shift, because now he teaches people how to do the farming in an organic way and cook really well. And it was for weeks on the Dutch national TV, and it was even picked up worldwide. So it's really great to have this an example, starting at a TED Talk, doing your gift shift and making money on another level. But most important for him as well, making just the use of the ripple effect to change so many more lives. So it's great. And that's why Anne and I are exactly on the same page.
Absolutely, we are on the same page, and that's what happens. That's what happens. That's how we impact a lot of lives. So I hope you get an idea. It's like we're actually practicing what we teach. We're teaching through stories. Every story we are sharing with you should be giving you some ideas as to what you can do. Like, can you take some of what Ninka just shared with you, or some of what I just shared with you earlier, like Diane's example or the chef example? Okay, so we're teaching, we're practicing what we're preaching. Okay, so isn't it fun to listen to stories as you're engaged? And there are a lot of learning moments. So this is the way to do it, folks. This is it, fun and exciting, and very powerful.
Really great. It's really great. And just a little hint of what Jonathan did. Imagine 1,000 women in the room, because it was TEDx Amsterdam women. 1,000 women in the room, and the moment he said, well, it changed my life, and click, there goes the slide, and he shows a picture of the first ultrasound of his boy when his wife was pregnant. Imagine this whole room, 1,000 women in the room, completely knocked out, completely awesome. Power of storytelling.
See, I know that feeling. Oh, so know that. But so now let's dive in a little bit more into what makes TED Talks really special, and we're going to be digging in. So basically, it's like peeling an onion. We keep taking you deeper and deeper into the core of what you need to know. So I'm going to go full spin over here, and we're going to be sharing what makes TEDx really, really, really special. What makes them? So Ninka, why don't you take this on? I know that there are the 10 commandments, but I think 4 of them are more relevant, especially with the time we have.
Yeah. Well, they're not the 10 commandments, they're the TED commandments. And the TED commandments is all about your passion, and it's telling your story. And don't flaunt your ego. It's not about you. Be vulnerable and really do your fuck ups and your success, all of it. And most important, speak from the heart. Don't use notes or no notes if all goes well with TED. So that's very important. That's what the same thing we do on Facebook Live. Can you imagine doing a Facebook Live and having a piece of paper in front of your nose as well? It doesn't work. That's the same thing. So the 10 commandments it's mainly the basics what you can do on the Facebook Lives TEDx style as well.
So why don't we do this? Why don't I read the commandments that I think are really important? You explain to us how they work, okay?
Yeah.
So this one, thou shalt reveal thy curiosity and thy passion. What does that mean?
Right. Well, if you're not passionate about what you're going to speak about, how boring can it be? It's like sometimes corporates have to speak what their CEO is telling them. And to put that with a real passion and flavor and authenticity, it's very difficult. So speak with passion. It's key to have the right energy and engagement.
So show us why you love what you do. When we're doing a media training, I'm like, tell your face what you feel. Okay, yeah. Show it on your face, be passionate, be animated, because you want to enroll us into why you are so good at what you do, why you love what you do. So everything that's on TED stages, translate to on-camera presentation. So let's go to the next one. Thou shalt tell a story. Well, we already covered that.
We covered that, yeah. And without, it's also making it personal, making it about what your experience with your topic is. So otherwise you can just tell a demonstration video. There's no you in there. I always say, how much you is there in auto cue? No, nothing. So it's all about what's really going on in life. It's about the story behind it.
Yeah, the stories of our lives, for sure. Okay, so thou shalt not flaunt thine ego. Yeah. Be thou vulnerable. Speak of thy failure as well as thy success.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's all about what happened. What's the process? How it's been, and it's not about flaunting your ego. Say, hey, look how good I am. It's not about that. It's all about how can I inspire others. So that's beyond ego, as I always tell my clients. Go beyond ego. Be at service for your audience with a real intention to inspire people, not to flaunt your ego.
So share your ups and downs, where you came from, what inspired you. And the thing that we all have in common is more often our need for something has sparked into creating, whether it's a product or a program, the need for something, or we needed something in our lives and we found a way to create it. It just happened to be something that we were good at too, that adds to it. So sharing our stories makes other people be like, yeah, I know what that feels like, because you know what? None of us are overnight successes. And it's like overnight success, 10 years coming, right?
Yeah, it's all the whole process is in there. Where you come from and how it is where you are now, all the whole way. And then in a condensed form, otherwise we're just 2 hours further.
Okay. So then the next one is, thou shalt not read thy speech. I am not reading this.
No, that's in a way just a talking head, just reading from auto cue, and you can see even in the eyes doing it like that. It's just not working, and it is lack of authenticity as well, because you're sharing your story, your passion, your whole self with paper if you read it. So it's clinging onto notes, and you should be clinging onto your message. That's the difference.
Okay.
It's doable if you have the right script, and we go to that later.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so now we're going to move on to your authentic style TV role. So this is, let's take this on, and basically what happens is that there are main TV roles out there. The reporter is one. So if you're a curious person, outgoing person, likes to ask a lot of questions, you may have the reporter personality. Okay, so, or if you're more laid back and you share information from like on Facebook, you're sharing like your thoughts on products and services, or you're sharing some tips, and your comments on different TV shows, even like TED Talks. So you could be the journalist, you could be the critic or the commentator. Now, if you like to be interviewed, you could be the perfect guest experts. There are all kinds of, interview opportunities available. So what is it? Yeah, are you better when people are asking you questions? Okay, so people sometimes inspire us by asking questions. They pull out the information. Now, if you do all of it, if you like to interview people and you're sharing your thoughts, and you also like to be interviewed to share your information, you could be the perfect show host. Well, in the training, I actually go in deep into identifying each one of them and how to show up in each one of them. But these are the main ones. So if you're outgoing or you're more of an introvert, whether you have time or not, so there's many. I mean, you can literally get started with 1 hour a week. And, that's how little time it could take. Or if you have more time. So deciding what's right for you is you have to figure out. There's some things you need to know. But since we're looking for you to actually be able to walk away with something, what I can tell you is that, so the best way to learn how to be a reporter, just to get comfortable, know what to do, besides the media training you'll be getting from us right now, is go online and watch the TV reporters that you like. Or, if you're the journalist or a commentator, go and watch different commentators and journalists and see what they're doing. What do they like? Follow and, examine what they're doing. It's a perfect way for you to learn things. And share your knowledge like the guest experts on TV. Okay, well, if you want to be interviewed, go watch the experts that are being interviewed on news shows and talk shows. See what they're doing. The ones that resonate with you are chances very good that you have the same style, yourself. So, and if you want to interview your guests, like, other show hosts on TV, go watch the show hosts that you like. So that's a great way for you to get started with this. So let's see what we have. Oh my goodness. Okay. So now we're going to go. Okay. There's some information for TED. There we go. Okay. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Go, Ninka. TEDx style speaking. So.
Well, the first thing you have to know, what's your expertise? In a way similar what you do in what's your favorite role? What's your expertise? What are you going to share? And it's what your core expertise is very important, because you can be very broad, but your core expertise is like the basic you can have all spin-offs from. So that's the part where you can be asked about as an expert. And I always get the same question. I want to speak because just about visibility. For Facebook Live, TEDx style, that's all right. But for just a TED Talk, that's not enough. You have to know why you want to get out into the world. What's your real big why, like Simon Sinek would say. And what is your idea? What is so unique about it that people will be hooked and really want to get to you? Because if it's something what everybody else does, it's not that attractive any longer. Although you can be the only unique person speaking about, but it's not enough to be that real unique on the whole topic. So that's the difference. You have to make sure you have all those 4 questions in place before you start doing anything. So that's my biggest hint I can give you. Just answer these questions. And then start to think about, there are 4 ways of how people process information. There are the why people. The people always say, why should I listen to you? Why does this appear to me? Just why is it so unique? All the why people. And you have also the more detailed people. They like the facts and figures. They like just, 100,000 or 250,000. The more detailed people, they will say, what exactly? That's the question, the what people will do. And then you have the practical ones, who wants the practical story, the examples, the process. How did you get there? They want to know the real essence, juicy stuff. And then you have the fast thinkers, and they think, hey, what if I do this? How does my future look like? What if I apply this. So they look really fast what they can do with your idea. So if you know there are all fearful people in the room and you answer in your talk all these questions, why should you TED Talk? What I'm going to talk about, how does it appear to others, and what if they share my message? You have them all. And if I start to work with my people, I always say start with the end in mind. What if all technology fails and you have just one sentence left to share with your audience? What is the core message you want to share? Write that sentence down and start with that. That's the end in mind. And then if you know exactly what your talk will be about, just brew on a really, really great opening. And that's what I share with Anne as well. That's the hook to keep them in. And just did you realize so-and-so will happen in 2 days? Bang, get them in. Then go to the whole body of your talk. That's the structure will take 1/3. And that's your whole story. That's the how, that's the main part where you have your core message all sort of a spin-off from. Wrapping up so people can see, hey, this is where it started. Okay, this is where I go. Oh, this is the practical stuff. Okay, now we talked about all this, and then you start with a smashing ending because people remember the last sentence. So usually that's a real smashing ending, what people will remember. And sometimes it's even the title of the talk. And sometimes it's even the first thing you started with the end in mind. So it's very similar what do you do, Anne. And when we started to prepare this thing, we had to giggle because you figured out similar things, you know. It's so universal. It's so universal. And it's so awesome that we do the same thing. So,
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, same thing. So basically, it's that whether it doesn't make any difference whatsoever, you know, what your message is. I mean, whether it's an interview, whether it's social media ads, whether they're quick tip videos or whatever, it doesn't make any difference whatsoever. The structure is the same. Keeping this in mind is going to save you a lot of headaches. So let's take a look at the first thing is the hook, to grab their attention and have them wanting more. And the next is the body, educate to gain trust. And of course, your call to action. This is give a compelling reason to get the results that you want. You know, so the results you want, are you looking to educate them? Do you want them to sign up to get more information from you? Do you want them to come to your event? Do you want them to share your ideas? What is it that you want them to do? So the difference between a marketing message, a training video, and the sales one is really the call to action. Knowing how to do that is key. But we don't have enough time to really go into all of them. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to go ahead and focus on the most important part, which is crafting the hook. If you have this, it's going to make things so much easier for you, because honestly, if you don't grab people's attention with your hook, the rest of your message could be fabulous. Nobody's going to know what it is because they're not going to pay attention. Okay, so how do you do that? How do you develop a hook? So think of your ideal clients. Think of the people you most like to work with, your best clients, okay? What is it that they say most often? What are they thinking? So I'll give you some examples. Let's say somebody in health and wellness, you know, a doctor, a chiropractor, and just anybody that deals with people who have maybe chronic pain, they can actually be thinking, you know, I'm in constant pain. That's what they're thinking. I'm in constant pain. All you have to do is say, are you sick and tired of being in constant pain? You open up your tip with that. You open up your message with that. Whatever, then you're going to be grabbing the attention of people who most need to hear your message. Those are the people who are in constant pain. Okay, then maybe if you're a marketing expert or a business consultant or a financial planner, you may be hearing people say, all I ever do is work and I'm still broke. So what do? You ask a question. Have you been thinking, all I ever do is work and I'm still broke? Or all I ever do is work and I'm just not getting ahead. My bank account is not growing. So, that's it. What is it that they're going to be saying? Well, or, you could be hearing like, I hear a lot, I want more exposure, but I don't know where to start. And Ninka hears the same thing. So it could be, do you find yourself saying, I want more exposure, but I don't know where to start? So I'm asking you, do you find yourself saying, I want more exposure, but I don't know where to start? And these are the questions that we were looking to answer, especially the exposure one, when Ninka and I got together, because the reason people do TED Talks is because they want exposure. The reason people get on Facebook Live is because they want exposure. The reason they want to get on YouTube or anywhere else is because they want exposure. So do you want exposure? You don't know where to start? I hope today we've given you some really good tips on where to start. Okay, so
Can I share one more, Anne? Just quickly.
Absolutely.
If you say, how many of you experience this? It's like talking to nobody, because how many can be everybody. If you say, do you experience da? Are you looking for more exposure? It's directly the message to them. So I always avoid how many of you. It's been quite a while very popular, but avoid it, because otherwise you don't reach your target audience.
Yep,
It's
great point. Great point. Absolutely. So we have to go back here. There we go. Yeah. Okay, that's for you.
I will just go quickly over that, because we take so much attention to all the words, but if you want to be 100% effective, it's only 10% what is built up by words. 20% is how you use your voice, and 70% is your body language. And like we said, the body speaks so loud, I can hardly hear a word you say. If you mess up, these 20% voice and 70% body language is 90% of your talk missing. So if I just talk very slow and you can't really hear me, there is nothing left of my message. And if you really want to be on camera, and even with a webinar like I'm sitting now, you can't even see me, I fill my whole spine with my message, because I'm standing for what I'm saying and I'm sitting for what I'm saying. So it gives a total different vibe to it. And just if you go to practice and just start writing, remember 8 sentences is 1 minute. About 50 words or less is 1 minute. Just if you have 10 minutes of a TED Talk, just count the sentence you have to write. Another thing is breathing. Give your audience landing space of your words. If you talk too fast, and nobody will understand you because you're talking so fast with your message. Breathe, wiggle your toes, and give some variation in your tonality, in your voice, like a heartbeat on Patrick Swayze. So, ka-doom, ka-doom, ka-doom. That's the heartbeat of your talk. With punch words and stretch words in the live things, we will go into that and practice really well. If you have that all, you have your breathing well, your voice right, your message well crafted, then I would say get ready for camera and over to Anne.
Okay, well said. So it makes a big difference. Okay, think about it. 70% is body language. Oh my God! So how do you interact on camera? What do you do? And the more comfortable you are, the more magnetic you're going to be. Same thing that happens on camera. So let's see, what else can we do with a camera? Okay. Now, technology has made it really, really simple for us, but you have a choice to make. Do you want to be a talking head, or do you want to be producing a TV show? This is the way most people look nowadays. They just open up their laptop and voila, they show up. They're a little bit fuzzy and just like, they're just like, a talking head with a pretty interesting, confusing, background that doesn't make them look so good. With minor adjustments, you can make a huge difference in how you show up. So this is a cell phone. A lot of people just take their phone and look like this. Well, what if you were to frame it a little bit differently? Now, this we know is somebody reporting on what's going on behind him. So how do you frame it is going to make a big difference. And of course, with the, the training that we're doing, you did all kinds of additional tips, but just angle it a little bit, okay? So it's just keep it simple to start with, and we can teach you a lot more, many more, like the rule of thirds and everything else that goes along with the framing. Now, this one over here, you can see it's a Google Hangout, and sort of like Facebook Live same idea. And I'm using actually the same camera that I'm using right now to be doing these interviews. And doesn't it look like a talk show? Well, it absolutely does. That's when I was actually doing that. You can see a Turn Your Show into Cash training with guest experts. So I would bring in people who are experts on that particular topic, on that particular module of my program, and share the information with the attendees, what I call them cast members. So that's how it's doing. You can do the same thing on Facebook Live. Create your content for your video show. And even in person, you can literally put the camera. This happens to be at a live event. Yannick Silver's seminar, I just put 2 chairs in a lobby together, and I had one of my reporters with me, and opened up my laptop, put the logo there, and grabbed the plant from the lobby, and looks like a talk show set, doesn't it? It absolutely does. It doesn't take much to do that. Okay, so you can go prepared to interview people, or if you just opportunity arises, quickly you can navigate to do some things if you know some simple tips and tricks to do it. So now I want you to think about it. We've shared a lot of information with you. Ninka and I have shared possibilities, ideas, told you stories, what other people are doing, and the exposure that you can be literally in front of millions of people right away. So chances are you can be in front of hundreds, maybe even thousands of your ideal clients. So I have to ask you, what will happen when thousands or even millions of people know who you are? If you've ever said, if they only knew how good I am, if they only knew how good this product is, if they only knew how good this program is, well, what would happen if thousands or millions of people knew who you are, if they knew how good you are? What will happen in their lives? What will be the impact on the lives of the people you're serving when they know that you have the solution they've been looking for? You have the answer to the pain they're in. You have the answer to the financial challenges that they're having. You have the answer to the relationship problems they're having. What will be the impact on their lives? How is your gift shift going to impact their lives? What will be the impact on your life? When you have thousands of people who are learning from you and reading your books and implementing your trainings that you're giving them, signing up for your programs, and you're impacting their lives in a major way. So what will happen when you are serving thousands of people who are happily registering for your programs and telling other people about you? What will be the impact on your life? What will be the impact on the people you love, the lives of the people? What would that be like? Your loved ones, your family. Are you spending more time with your family? Are you maybe working a little bit less, or maybe buying a new house that, your dream house for your family? Or maybe it's just for you. You want to go travel across the globe. What will be the impact on your life? What will be the impact on the lives of the people you love? These are the questions you want to answer. So go ahead and jot down, just post, put your thoughts just below and share what are some of the things you want to do. We want to make dreams come true. We want to share your stories with our stories. We want to put you in front of the people who should know how good you are. So just answer any of these questions. Just keep posting.
What is your ripple effect? What is your ripple effect? What do you want to cause here? What magnet do you want to be so you can have that impact on other people's life? And I would say, Anne, are you ready for it? Are you ready to play out big and have that influence of so many positive changes in others people's life? Are you ready for the gift shift? We are. Are
Yes.
you? Are you
We
too?
absolutely are. We are, and we're happy to be sharing it with you and shifting it with you. So what does it take to actually turn your show into cash? If you're doing all this, going on Facebook, and all these people are coming to you, well, how do you make sure all this happens? You know, if these are not abstract ideas, there is a mechanism for it, and actually the mechanism, I call it the trifactor system. It's get ready, get on the set, get paid, and make a difference. So get ready is all about showing up on camera, preparing, knowing what to say, knowing how to show up, having a plan of what you're going to do, when you're going to do it, or what are you going to be sharing. That's a big part of it. And the get on the set is actually creating videos, because if you prepare and you're not actually creating videos to share with the world, you're not actually using Facebook Live or any other opportunity to get yourself out there in a big way, you know you're just creating content, you're just learning. Okay, so you need to not only learn how to put it together, but you need to create the videos, and you need to have a monetization plan in place. Otherwise, you're going to be creating content, you're going to be spending time and money producing the videos, but you don't have a marketing plan in place. Nobody's really going to see, and you're not going to be monetizing. Or if you're not taking time to actually prepare, you're just creating videos and putting them out there. Maybe people are paying attention right now, signing up, but if you're not paying attention to how you're showing up, looking professional, you're damaging your credibility. And you can't afford to do that, because the audience is getting much more sophisticated now. They expect great quality. I mean, look at what you can do with $300 worth of equipment that I'm teaching thousands of people. So think about it. And I'm just one who's teaching thousands of people. There are many other people who are showing media training and video production. There are all kinds of tools and apps and plugins that are available. So you need to get on the ball now before you're left behind. So it's just very, very important. And creating a video is really important. You can create content and go meet up with people. You're really good at what you do. But if you're not creating videos, you're not putting them out there in videos, you're missing communication with millions of people. So not only your business is not going to thrive the way it should on a global level, but there are many people that will be benefiting from you, even if they never sign up for your program. Just sharing your information is going to benefit their lives. This is a free training you're watching. So we're going to be impacting millions of lives just by the free training that we're doing. That makes us feel really good. So not only people who are watching this are going to end up, becoming our students, become a part of our networking family, the entire mechanism of getting online and doing TED Talks online and leveraging Facebook to get it out there. So it's very, very important for you to actually know what you're going to do, how you're going to do it. And that's what this whole thing is about. And this is a key component, key idea that Ninka is very passionate about. So Ninka, say it.
Yes, you need help. You need a coach. What great sports people, they all have a coach. They all have help. They all have people who really help them to see all the things of improvement. And that's what we love to do. We love to be there with you and just help that you come from the amateur level to the pro level and really create that impact. So we can have that ripple effect tattooed on both our foreheads, I think. But you just have to follow some rules and get some help. And we love to help. The only thing I always say is what you do at service for your audience. And what we do is at service for our audience, because we want you to grow. Keep calm, follow the rules. You don't have to know it all. You don't went to junior school and you knew already all the stuff from high school. It is a learning curve. Just do it. Keep calm, follow the rules, and have us as your guide. I called it the other day, when you started to ride a bike, did you go straight away with no bumping on the road, or did you have something else? We call it here stabilizers. Well, I learned to ride a bike with stabilizers. How about you, Anne? Did you have some stabilizers?
No, I actually did not, but I know we call them three-wheelers.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, three
similar,
wheels that
similar.
you have in your
Extra
back.
help.
Yeah.
Extra help to be in balance. So let us be your stabilizers. Let us be just your helping hand to get to that other level so you can have that more impact what you desire.
Yeah. Stabilizers. There we go. Okay. So what we have done, Ninka and I have actually put together a 5-hour online intensive where we work with you very, very closely, do walk you through the exercises. It's literally streaming live online. It's a video training, and you get the whole library of tools that you get ahead of time, during, and get access afterwards. So it's like live. It's just like, really, it's a global training. We'll be on live. And so the things that we're going to be sharing during that time is, the very first thing is all about positioning. Step into your celebrity self. That's a very important component of it. Okay, the mindset of it. And so how do you step on stage? How do you show up as a celebrity that you are? How do you internalize that? We have to literally bring in our emotional part of the brain and our logical part of the brain to get us really make the impact. So the other thing we'll be sharing with you is identifying whether, are you the reporter, are you the journalist, are you the guest expert, are you a show host, or are you the speaker presenter? If you're going to be doing TED Talks on Facebook, you're going to be stepping into the speaker role and be training. So what does that look like? How do you do it on Facebook Live? So we're going to be teaching you all of those things. Anything you want to add here, Ninka?
Well, I think if you step into the positioning and you step into the celebrity self, if you are the reporter or if you are the guest expert, all the others, it makes it really good possible that you will be spotted as a speaker and speak on stages as well. So the whole positioning is all aligned so you can do all of them. You have 5 fingers on one hand, and you have all 5 ready to step up and just in the field that you feel most comfortable about.
Absolutely. So next we're going to be blueprinting your show. So if you're going to be showing up on Facebook Live teaching what was not, once you go into identifying your authentic style, really formulating it, then you have to format your show. What are the segments you're going to be doing? Are you going to be doing expert interviews? Are you going to be doing video tips? Are you going to be sharing your knowledge as a commentator or a critic or the show host? What are the things? Where do you get started? How do you format it so it really supports the plan that you have for your business? After all, you're doing all this to grow your business, right? So then you start identifying your most profitable product. Hint, hint. Your most profitable product may not be the most expensive product. It could very easily be maybe the membership site you're starting where people are paying only $20 a month, to get access to all the great content that you're going to be putting in there from the experts that you have, the tools and the tips and the books and all the little, things that you're going to be having in there, including your training. So it could be a $20 a month membership site. But if you have, let's say, 1,000 people in it, that's not so little anymore, is it? So $20,000. But there are many different ways of identifying what your most profitable product is, depending on what really suits you. So your most profitable audience. Okay, identifying this is going to be key. Now, I'm not going to go into that right now. Your ideal guest experts, the people you bring on your show, there is a way to select them to get you up and running. So you have a massive audience really quickly and elevate your expert status in a global marketplace at the same time. How do you do that? What does it look like? Who do you choose? How do you choose? How do you approach them? What do you say? These are key components. You get the right people in place, amazing things happen. Okay, so next we're actually going to be talking about, sharing the message like Ninka was sharing. How do you structure a message? How do you put together content so within the same message you're covering the why, the how, what, and why. These are the 4 kinds of people that are watching you. And so how do you structure a message so you're including all of them in the same message? boy, this is a treasure in itself. You know how to do this? You're set for life in all of your communications, no matter who you're in front of.
Exactly. That's exactly what I do with my clients, is just get ready to speak and stay ready to speak. Whether you're interviewed as an expert, whether you end up at the TED stage, doesn't matter where you are. It can be even in the street. Always ready to speak. Stay ready.
Stay ready. That's it. So obviously, once you have your message put together, then you need to know how to craft your sound bites. You know, most talk shows are 3 to 6 minutes, and news shows are even less. News shows are anywhere from 1 to 3 minutes. How much information can you deliver? Well, guess what? You're watching 10 seconds TV commercial. How much information do they deliver? There is a way to do it, and learning how to structure your story with Ninka and learning how to craft your sound bites with me is going to take you a long way. No matter what you're doing, you know, you're going to know how to grab their attention and have them wanting more. You're going to know how to build the content in a body, so you're building your credibility and positioning yourself as the mentor, the people that they want to learn from. How do you do that? How do you share that information? Very, very important and very, very strategic, and a call to action. If you don't tell them what to do, they're not going to do anything. So you need to know exactly how to direct them to take the next step. And this is going to make your life so much easier in every way. And then finally, we're going to be talking about, Ninka's going to be sharing with you how to dress for success, your body language, your vocals. And I even have a video of how Hollywood makeup artists step-by-step instruction on how to apply makeup, which is key to looking natural. You don't need to look made up, you know, you need to look your best and look inviting. Well, how do you do that? There's instructions for that. And of course, I'm going to be sharing with you how I do all these things. I mean, just go full screen with this. So how do I do this? You know, I'm using $300 worth of equipment. You watch me do this, you know, looks very professional. And by the way, tip, this is what I was sharing at the Digital Hollywood Conference, teaching producers, you know, movie and TV producers how to utilize tools for web TV. So this isn't just for Facebook Live. This is about you showing up very, very professional. So,
and if you can do it, if I can do it, everybody can do it. You know, I'm not a techie person, but I know I can do this and just get to the next level.
There you go. This is doable. It's for everybody. And I promised I would share with you one thing that's really important. Well, first of all of these things, you know, you should get a Logitech webcam. It sits right on top of your tab. You know, there are many different ones out there, but Logitech is one that's been around a while. You can trust it. You can get one anywhere from like $70 to about $300. You know, they have the high-end one, but easily, you know, $200 will get you something. And lights, you need some lights, you know, and you can find them online for $50, $60, $70. And a green screen, you know, you can actually find a pop-up one like this for about $50. You can find a fabric one for about $30. And the software I'm using is XSplit. Yeah, you need to learn how to use it. There's a learning curve to it, which actually have a training that will be step-by-step training on how to do all that I'm doing. And, you know, the software alone is like maybe $59 a year. Okay, so you can produce, you know, not only content where you're using this to broadcast, but you can also be doing all the editing, recording, all that stuff goes along with it yourself with your fingertips. You know, it's everything at your fingertips. So very, very easy to do. So, and just so you know the difference for the people who are saying, well, you know, I just I have my laptop and I want to use that camera. Well, this is a before and after of your laptop webcam and using the Logitech webcam. You can adjust the colors, you can adjust the focus, you can adjust the zoom. So do you see? It's definitely worth getting it. And there's a whole training on this that will be available to you. But I just wanted you to know this is what I'm using because I promised I would give you the tip on this, right? So you got that part of it. All right. So next, you know, of course, we want to talk about the monetization. And you will know, okay, how much money do you want to make? You want to make 100,000, 200,000? What is it? How are you going to make it? You need to have a business plan, you know, in place, really. And you can do this on a little one page, half a page. That's all it would take. Deciding what you're going to be, what is it that you want to promote and what do you want to do? It's really simple things, what aspect of your business do you want to focus on? How do you talk about those things? And it sounds complicated, but believe me, it's really, really simple. One-page information, and most of it has been done for you. So all you have to do is open up, like, oh my goodness, this is what it is. This is where I need to put it. This is how I create the videos on the tips that I'm creating. This is what I do. Everything is right there, so you will know exactly what to do. And of course, Facebook is a good place to start, but there are many other places to get your information out. And this one, the Co-op Collaborative, is a big part of it. It's who are the people that you should be associating with, working with? Remember the story of Diane Wilkins, how easily the following week she was making $2,000, knowing who to approach, knowing what to say. Knowing this is going to make a big, big difference with you. And knowing what to say is the key to opening up the lock, really, to all that you want to say to people, for them to want to be part of your show, for them to want to work with you. Because here's the thing, everybody wants access, so all of it actually works together in a beautiful way. Just to give you an example, quick example, because I promised a little bit more training here, I'm going to go full screen. Let's see, show you this. Basically, if you want to know who to invite, here's an example of a wedding planner who wants to be the go-to expert in their niche in 30 days or less. Now, write this down because this is a huge training in itself. So think of a wedding planner maybe new in the city or in town, and they want to be number one. So what do? They start thinking about, who supports the couple for the entire process of getting married. From the jeweler you can buy the engagement ring and a wedding ring from, to the bridal shop to buy the dress, and the invitation vendors, and the videographer, the photographer, the reception hall, and the baker, and the caterer, the florist, limousine services, and of course travel agencies to go on that honeymoon. So think about this. If the wedding planner actually approached the number one jeweler in there, the number one bridal shop, the number one invitation vendor, videographer, photographer, and interviewed them on how to buy the diamond ring or how to buy the perfect dress, do you see that there is a whole show that's waiting to happen right there? Do you think they're going to be getting more exposure if they're interviewing the top people in that industry? You betcha. And it's easily done. And guess what? If you know how to approach them, they will all say yes. Okay? And you will know exactly what to say word for word to approach them. So imagine that. What would happen if you were interviewing the top experts in the industry that you're in, but also in the industries where they're supporting your clients? Who else does your client need to be supported by to be successful? Who else wants access to them? Think about it. I know you're getting ideas. This is huge, and it makes it actually very, very easy. So not only we have that online training, but Ninka and I are actually doing one-day intensive in person. Now, her and I were doing the program in London as well as in the Netherlands. But when you sign up for this program, you will get the online program with Ninka and I, the entire thing. But let's say if you're in Australia, guess what? I'm going to be in Australia doing the one-day training in person. So you don't have to travel to London unless you want to, of course. We'd love to have you there. And because I'll be going in the United States. There's several cities I'm going to be in the United States. And we're also going not only to Australia, but going to Singapore, Malaysia, and several other countries, including South Africa. And there's a whole schedule of places I'll be going. So you can attend the event anywhere you want. So you get the online program, and you also get a ticket to attend the one-day program wherever I may be holding it. Okay, so another thing that's really important about the one-day program is the in-person program is that everyone gets to be a guest expert. Everyone gets to be a show host. Everyone gets to be spotted as a TEDx speaker if you meet us in London or in the Netherlands, but you get the experience, you get to do all that. And so it's all hands-on experience. So it's not just you learning while you're watching us, it's you being in a room where as a group you're creating your, your information, your sound bites, your scripts for your interviews. You're interviewing, you're being interviewed, you're getting feedback on your presentation skills. So all of this works together, online as well as offline, and you will not believe how little this is actually going to set you back, because the investment is minimal. And why are we doing this? Because we're growing our global audience. We're looking for TED Talks and TV shows across the globe. And this is part of this is where we're doing our little ripple effect, our gift shift. And this is a really easy way for us to start making the impact. Ninka,
yes,
what
definitely. It's so awesome just to be able to do this gift shift together. And in a way, it's nothing more and nothing less than having a structured passion turn into a business or a talk. And, often TED speakers, even the picture with the three ladies in the middle, they all have a successful business now. So it's just turning structure into passion, And that's our gift shift. With Anne's expertise, with my expertise, you can do so much more than you do already now. And that's what we want to give many people access to. The seats are limited. Okay, but it's very affordable.
Yes, absolutely. You're going to be shocked if you look at the price there. So shocked, absolutely shocked. So you get all that, the online training, all the tools and the resources, and you get access to the online academy for every training tool here, and you get the ticket that you can use any time during the next year, wherever I may be. And of course, we're here. You're going to be seeing us do our shows. We're going to be interacting with you on Facebook Live. So this is an ongoing interaction. You become part of our family. So TED Talks on Facebook Live, and we're very excited. And we would like you to be one of the first ones we actually feature on our TED Talk style, shows on Facebook Live. So, Ninka, so you want to take us out?
Yeah, well, shall I say the number, or will you say the number? Well, what shall we do?
No, we just look at the number below, because you're going to be shocked. You're going to be jumping up and down for doing.
Just leave a comment what you think about this number then, if you see it. It's so awesome just to share, and I really look forward to see you live or online, just to impact many lives, just give the gift shift together with us to many. That's what I want to share.
Excellent. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for joining us, and we're looking forward to being with you live online as well as being with you live in person. See you soon.
Definitely. Bye.